Donald Trump is on track to win the 2024 presidential election for a very simple reason. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want more content just like this. And so, looking at the most accurate pollsters and their crosstabs, when you average them out, you get about an 11-point win with white voters for Trump, roughly give or take a little bit over a 50-point win with African Americans for Harris, just a 5-point win for Hispanics. And when you look at the Asian/other groups, Harris is only winning that group by about 8 points. So when you basically map that out on a demographic model, you are seeing a landslide win for Donald Trump in the Electoral College. And we're going to be filling that out today. So just to give this some context, Joe Biden won the popular vote roughly about 4 years ago by 4.5 points and barely won that election when maximizing some minority turnout while doing slightly worse with African Americans and Hispanics compared to Hillary Clinton. He did perform better with suburban white voters. That's why you saw states like Georgia, Arizona kind of go in the Democrat column. That typically shouldn't happen. He basically maxed out in some suburban areas in the Atlanta city as well as in Arizona. He maxed out in Maricopa County, where he was kind of able to get a decent lead in that county with white suburban voters. And he was able to basically eke out a victory in the state against Trump, despite Trump improving in some outer parts of the state. For example, he improved in Yuma County. I think that really was a big improvement for him. He really, the county got closer actually as time went on, but he did improve there, which is kind of fascinating. But at the same time, he had won Maricopa by 3 against Hillary, so that's a little bit different too. I suspect Pima is going to get a lot closer. You're going to see these border counties kind of trend, as well as in New Mexico and Texas. I mean, the border crisis is really affecting places like this. Grant's going to be a lot more competitive than people are even expecting as of right now. But you saw Joe Biden narrowly eked it out. And according to the latest crosstabs from the most accurate pollsters, Donald Trump is going out there and just winning the election in landslide fashion. Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, as well as all of Nebraska, except the congressional district of the 2nd. We see Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, as well as South Carolina in that column, including Ohio. So Ohio is also now in the safe Republican column. This gives Donald Trump 142 electoral college votes. And looking at the safe Democrat states, we see California at 16 points for Harris, D.C. at 66 points for Harris, Maryland at 19 points for Harris, as well as Massachusetts at 23 and Vermont at 26 points. Those are going to be all the safe states for Harris, just 81 safe electoral votes. That's 100 less than what Joe Biden got in the safe column in the previous election cycle. Very, very fascinating stuff. Now, looking at the likely Republican states, Iowa at 14 points for Donald Trump. This is a state he only won by 8 points last time, but the white working class vote moving to the right is going to help Donald Trump in a state like Iowa. Texas, only a 6-point win, and Florida, a 3-point win, but Hispanic voters moving to the right are going to show Donald Trump massively improving in these states. He's going to win Texas, according to this model, by 13 and Florida by 12 points. So that brings Donald Trump to 218, and Maine second's a 13-point win. He won the district by roughly 7, so that's definitely going to get more competitive. But we do see Donald Trump is actually really, really doing well in the Electoral College here. Now, we also see North Carolina, Georgia be roughly 10-point wins in this matchup, which is very fascinating, as well as Arizona and Nevada being 7-point wins for Donald Trump. And we see the Rust Belt being roughly 6 to 5-point victories in all of the swing states. So this election, according to this demographic model, wouldn't even be competitive, and Donald Trump would actually be destroying Kamala Harris in this general election matchup, with already getting 312 just with the safe and likely Republican states. Looking at some other likely Democrat states, we have Washington and Oregon at 10 and 8-point victories, as well as Hawaii at 13. We currently have Illinois at just a 7-point win for Harris. That's about a 10-point drop-off from Biden's margin back in 2020. Very interesting. And we also see that Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Rhode Island, and New York, as well as Maine's first, are going to be in the likely column. New Jersey is just over a 5-point win for Harris in this matchup. Now we have the lean and tilt states. Colorado is a 4.7 percentage point win in this video, which is very interesting because in 2016, Hillary only won the state by 4.9. So Harris, according to this demographic model, is actually underperforming Hillary Clinton by 0.2% in the state of Colorado. Very interesting considering that there was a third-party candidate that could have taken a lot of votes from the incumbent party and could have possibly made this closer, but with Donald Trump winning a decent amount of RFK Jr. supporters, you may see this actually get under 5. It would be very interesting to see what happens in a state like Colorado, despite its net gain for Democrat voter registration. We also see Maine at large is going to be around a 2-point win for Kamala Harris, as well as Nebraska 2nd being a lean Republican district at about 2 points. And we have the 4 tilt states in this matchup. Virginia, about a 0.5-point win for Kamala Harris. A lot of my modeling shows it as a 2 to 3 point win for Harris. The most accurate forecaster in Virginia, Christian Hines, has it as a 5-point win, but that is with giving Kamala Harris a very, very good election day vote performance and basically swinging all of the early votes to her in a preliminary model. So he's kind of just testing out the model before publicly releasing it to see what's really going on there. And so even with giving her the benefit of the doubt, which is still unrealistic and will change, she's only up by 5.5 points in Virginia. And so it seems like my 2 to 3 point win will probably be on the money in the state of Virginia. New Hampshire is very competitive, just a 0.2 percentage point win here as well. Donald Trump does pick off Minnesota in this forecast at 0.4% and New Mexico at 0.2%. New Mexico flips before Virginia and New Hampshire because of the fact that Hispanics are a very prevalent demographic in New Mexico. They're actually one of the highest, as well as in Colorado, by the way. There's a pretty decent amount of them, more than people realize. And if Donald Trump's gaining with Hispanics by literally almost 20 points, you're going to see it in Colorado shift quite a bit. And New Mexico is definitely going to be a state that is going to be way closer than people actually expect and may even possibly be a sleeper flip for Donald Trump come the 2024 election. But we do see it is a very, very narrow tilt flip for Donald Trump in this forecast. It was an 11-point win in the last cycle. Minnesota, a 7-point win. So New Mexico would be trending to the right by roughly 3 points. It would be a pretty impressive thing to happen in New Mexico. But essentially, this is it, guys. According to the most accurate pollsters, Rasmussen, Big Poll Data, Alice, Intel, Emerson, and RMG Research's latest polling, we see that Donald Trump in the demographic model is winning 328 electoral college votes to Harris's 210 electoral college votes. Make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe if you want more content just like this. And I will see you guys in the next video.